Welcome into the Super Awesome Podcast. I am two British dogs, and I am here with Captain Jesus of America
That's me.
and Abe Bread Ham.
That's me.
And this is the Super Awesome special edition of 4th of July, America Day.
Yeah.
And
Good old USA.
Damn
we're
red
doing
coats.
a real patriotic movie. But before we get into it, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
What did I say
Jesus.
last time? Fuck. For everybody out there, this is like the fucking 50th attempt at trying to make this podcast. But I don't know. I called that fucking tire recycling place because I got a bunch of tires. I should have never picked up those goddamn tires. It's like a whole fucking pain in the ass. But yeah, you have to have like a permit. I didn't even know that. But the lady said I can drop off all these fucking tires. It's like $250 a ton or something. I don't think I have a ton, but I at least have like half a ton. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna suck. Hopefully I don't get like pulled over. You ain't got a permit for them damn tires. I'll be like, I did. Why the fuck do you need one? That's stupid. I thought this was America.
You could just tell him you were too tired to get one.
Yeah.
That's where you had the crickets.
And then the cop just shoots me in the head after that joke.
I recently made the switch from boxer briefs to boxers. And I got to tell you, everything's really just hanging real loose down there lately. So I might have to switch back.
I'm not a fan of regular boxers. It's too much freedom. You know what I mean? I'm America. It's America, but I don't need.
I like freedom.
You ever had a dick chafe? I was wearing boxers and it like went hiking
Of
or
course.
something.
Of
I
course.
got boxer dick chafe. I'm like, fuck.
That's part of the joy in being free. Sometimes things are hard, you know?
I had this one pair of boxers. I swear to God, every time I woke up in the morning, my dick was hanging out the hole in the front. I don't know why.
I ever since I've been wearing boxers now, it makes me think of we went to high school with a kid that had testicular torsion. And every time I sit down, I'm real nervous that one's going to go over the other and twist itself up.
That was such a freak accident.
Shout out
roommate.
to
I've
Mark.
been terrified by that ever since I found out about it.
No, I think that's every dude's like one of their top 5 worst fears. Getting your nuts twisted.
Grab his dick and twist it. I have just been working and being sick. That is it. That's all I've been doing. What did I say? Something stupid, not sick of America or something like that. So today we're going to be talking about the Patriot.
All right.
In a world where you replace your dead wife with her sister, meet Benjamin Martin, a single dad war veteran with 7 kids, and Colonel William Tavington, leader of the British Royal Regiment and killer of children. A classic and brutal tale of revenge and how one guy is really bad at building chairs. Will Benjamin Martin avenge his son? Will Malfoy's dad continue to be a dick? Find out when you watch a true American classic in The Patriot. I fucked up one of my words.
Sure did. Revenge.
Revenge.
Or however
well,
you
this
said it.
movie was released.
Come on, guys.
June 30th,
What's Joe into it?
Yeah.
Let's joke right in. Yeah. Released June 30th, 2000, directed by Ronald Emmerich, written by Robert Raddat, produced by Columbia Pictures, distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing, starring Mel Gibson, Heath Ledger, Rip, Jason Isaacs, Tom Wilkinson, and Jolie Richardson. The movie had a budget of $110 million and made $215.3 million at the box office. And with that, do you guys have any fun facts?
I only have 2 fun facts.
Yeah, I don't have too many, but he's making rocking chairs, and rocking chairs weren't like widely popular until like the 1800s. So he's making a shit. He sucks at making chairs that nobody wants at the time. So
Well,
that
at least that
there you go.
explains why he sucks at making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw something like Heath Ledger was about to quit acting before he started or got on with this movie. I thought that was weird.
I found that
No, he's dead.
Sure is.
that is yeah. R.I.P. Um, actual amputees were cast to play soldiers without limbs in this
Oh
movie.
yeah, I read that
That's
too.
pretty cool.
And then the
How do
historical
they
accuracy.
How do they advertise? Like, come on, you missing a limb? Come on down. We need you. We're shooting a movie. What if somebody cut their own leg off just to be in the movie? And they're like, you didn't get the role.
That's commitment. It's you cut off the wrong leg. We needed the right leg cut off. But I also have the historical accuracy was overseen by the Smithsonian Institute. But they didn't listen to everything they had to say because there are some inaccuracies in this movie.
Yeah, like their wardrobe
Absolutely.
and shit was all spot on or whatever. Like the way the red coats look and the way that Americans look.
They nailed the fighting down. They had that, according to most people, is like one of the best representations of how would you even say it? Like I guess Revolutionary War fighting,
It's really
Yeah,
dumb.
they had like
which is
the
stupid.
yeah the way they fight is just I don't understand. Y'all line up over here. Y'all line up over here. All right,
You,
aim,
you
kill
guys
each
are
other.
extremely outnumbered, but you still have to do the rules of warfare.
Yeah.
It's like just yeah, it's really dumb. So I had that the script was, I guess, rewritten like 17 different times with Mel Gibson as Benjamin Martin. And his character had as many kids as Mel Gibson did at that time. And he's got 9 now. He had 7, I guess, for this movie.
That's a lot of kids.
Who's
Sure
that
is.
football player that has like 12 kids?
Philip Rivers, I think.
Pete
Is it?
River.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers, yeah.
I guess Harrison Ford turned down the role.
Hmm.
The film was actually shot in South Carolina for like the entire time, so that was cool. The filming went from September 7th, 1999 to January 20th of 2000. Benjamin Martin is said to be a mixture of 4 real dudes: Andrew Pickens, Thomas Sumter, Francis Marion, and Daniel Morgan. And then the Francis Marion guy he was called the Swamp Fox, and he actually
Not to be confused with the swamp donkey.
true. Watch out for those swamp
They'll get
donkeys
you
out
just
there.
about every time.
They'll get you just about every time. Colonel William Tavington is loosely based on some dude named I'm gonna butcher this, Bannister Tarleton, because he was known for his brutality in the war, and that guy actually chased Francis Marion and his men into the swamps, and he's actually like quoted calling him the Swamp Fox, not the Swamp Dunk. um, the movie got a lot of backlash from historians and critics for not being completely accurate. This movie is fiction, and people just need to fucking relax. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I don't
So,
understand why people criticize it. Like, if it was just a fucking like documentary, then it would be kind of boring, right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got to make a movie. Movies are about entertainment, not about 100% accuracy.
Are you not entertained?
But there's history nerds that are gonna be like, "That didn't exactly happen that way. What the fuck?"
Like, I like history, and when we do these episodes where it's like loosely based on some actual wars or whatever, I don't need them to be like accurate depictions. I'm just looking to be entertained. Give me
Yeah.
a period piece. Let it be set in this time frame with maybe loosely based people or whatever. But as long as the fucking movie is entertaining, I'm all in.
Yeah, I don't have any criticism over the historical inaccuracies, but I do have criticisms elsewhere.
We're gonna get into that right Maybe now.
So we start out, and it's 1776 at the height of the Revolutionary War. We meet Benjamin Martin, Mel Gibson, French Indian War veteran, which French Indian War was fought between 1754 and 1763. And he's also a single dad with 7 kids. He is called to Charleston, South Carolina, to vote on a levy supporting the Continental Army. But he does not want to fight and doesn't want to make others fight for him, so he abstains. And the levy passes anyway, and his oldest son, Gabriel, Heath Ledger, joins the army, which Benjamin is not happy about. Then we fast forward 2 years. The British are taking Charleston, and a hurt Gabriel returns home with letters. The Martins help wounded British and American soldiers as Colonel William Tavington, Malfoy, dad, arrives to arrest Gabriel as they accuse him of being a spy. Thomas, the younger brother, tries to rescue Gabriel, but is shot and killed, and the house is burned down, along with the American soldiers executed.
That kid is dumb. He's like, I'm gonna run out there, and he's just, bow.
Yeah,
Get out of here, you pesky kid.
pretty brutal beginning. There's a lot of brutal scenes in this movie. Like,
that's why it's weighted
church
all
later, but the church scene is like Jesus.
Well, I was. That's one of a big inaccurate history thing. Like, sure, that guy was bad, but we would have known if British dudes burned a church full of people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'd have learned about that in school. Like, these dicks burned a church full of people. I saw something that the Germans actually did that in World War II. They killed it was like 600 people in a church or some shit. I don't know exactly, but the Germans actually did that because they're pieces of shit. Or the Nazis are, not Germany people. Shout out to our German fan.
They were.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do have a German fan. Let's go.
Yeah. We're coming for you next.
Wait. No.
But after they burn the house down, Benjamin and his 2 younger sons ambush the convoy and free Gabriel. And this is where Mel Gibson really shows us how brutal he can be and earns the nickname of the Ghost of Charleston.
Tsushima.
But talk about that scene real quick where they're all fighting and he has his 2 kids just bunkered up top shooting down. And they're all wondering where the shots are coming from, running around. He tells them to aim for the generals first, or the colonels or captains, whatever they are.
Oh.
But then he comes down with a hatchet. And at one point, he shoots a dude. The dude puts his hand in front of his head. He shoots the dude through his hand into his head. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you might want to say that was a little bit of overkill with that hatchet.
Oh, yeah. He also throws the hatchet at the last remaining soldier that's holding Gabriel hostage. Straight up just yeets it right into his forehead.
They're looking at their dad like, is dad okay?
Literally covered in blood at the end of this.
I love that. He turned back like, yeah, it's like he's a fucking monster.
Like a scene out of Carrie. But
that's what you got to do to get those British off your fucking turf, right?
I think the younger son was like scared of him later, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I was going to mention that one of the kids was scared of him, and the other one was like, hell yeah.
We did the right thing.
He was like, I killed those guys. Did you see me? Hit him with
that. Did I do good, Pappy?
But shortly after they save Gabriel, he goes back to the army. And then this is where Benjamin tells the kids to go to Aunt Charlotte's. And he also goes back into the army. And this is where they, when he's following him, they witness the Battle of Camden outside in a window in a house, which was a major British victory at the time in South Carolina. But that's what I have for part 1 of my plot. So you guys have anything you would like to say?
That was weird. Like, his dad's like, you can't join the army. But Heath Ledger's like, he's already like 18. It's like, he can just do whatever if he wants to.
And he did.
He didn't want him to join at first. But, I mean, after losing a kid, he definitely doesn't want him to join again.
Yeah. That's right.
I do think it's funny. You want to make the bad guys, the bad guys seem extra bad. Just kill a kid. Everybody's on board. Like, oh, fuck those guys. Doesn't he kills multiple children in this movie, right? I think.
Well, if you count the church burn, maybe.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned church.
Got it. You get yeah. He got a few of them in that.
But so soon after they witness this big battle, this is where we meet Benjamin's former commanding officer, who makes him a colonel and has him make a unit of soldiers because of his experience, and even has his son under his command now. So they basically recruit him to use his guerrilla tactics and take out like to weaken like their regiments, like the random patrols throughout the streets, and interrupt their like trade and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which makes so much more sense than the traditional lining up and shooting each other.
Yes.
Like, why wouldn't you be doing that from the get-go?
I wanted to look up the guerrilla warfare more. I didn't. I'm disappointed I didn't. Did either one of you look up anything like guerrilla warfare related in the Revolutionary War? Any rabbit holes?
Not really. I mean, all they do is they just kind of ambush people, right? They jump out of the trees and they're like, "Hey, we got you."
I didn't know how legitimate it was, though. I guess was my question.
I saw something where I think one of these guys, one of the guys that he's based on, had some like something to do. Like he was one of the first people credited for using guerrilla warfare. Uh, just knowing the territory, it's such a smarter way to go about it, especially when you're outmanned.
Yeah,
I don't know why anybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking just line up. I'm gonna let them shoot because it's the rules of warfare. Like they get to shoot first, and they got a lot more guns than us. I'm gonna stand here and hope they don't hit me, and then it'll be our turn, and we won't get as many of them, and then it'll be their turn again.
Yeah, it's
stupid. It's stupid.
So dumb. And the type of guns they got, you got one bullet, and then it's like 15 minutes of reloading. Like if you want to have another bullet, to have another go at if you don't somehow die in the first shot. It's like
there's a couple scenes
packing in gunpowder and shit.
I was gonna say there's a couple scenes of Mel Gibson reloading his gun, and he does it real fast. He has like some sort of like device or whatever to load it up real quick.
Yeah.
Another thing I wish I looked up.
I've never fired
I was just about to ask if you guys ever shot at like a powder pistol or anything like that.
No, like a flintlock or whatever. I've never shot one of those.
I shot a powdered pistol my dad had once, and first time I shot it, I almost dropped it because an ember came up and landed right on my hand right after I shot it, and I fucking was shit. The whole thing.
That's another thing about those like muskety guns. When the hammer goes down, it like makes a big poof, like right in your face. So you're aiming, and then all of a sudden you're blind. I don't know. We got way better at guns later on.
Way better at all of it.
Yeah.
But so after he assigns him his new role in this war, this is where we meet a French major. I can't remember his name right now, but he helps train the militia and also promises French help because the French were a big help to America during this time.
Yeah.
And they keep having this like moments where they bring up Fort Wilderness in the movie, and Benjamin Martin, Mel Gibson, never wants to like talk about it. So Gabriel keeps getting on him about, well, hey, what happened at Fort Wilderness? What happened? But he never tells him until the very, like, I guess, the end. But, oh no, he doesn't tell him at the end. He tells him right here in my notes. So he tells him the truth of Fort Wilderness. I skipped over something by accident. But, so what happened at Fort Wilderness? Benjamin discovers that horrible things were done to the British colonists by the French, catches up to the French, and slaughters all but 2 of them, who are forced to take the heads of their fellow soldiers to the Cherokee, which convinces the tribe to betray the French. But I wonder what happened. I wonder if there's any truth behind that story either.
I'm not sure.
But again, should have done my research. But
This
we
is the
good.
kind of research we do at the Super Awesome Podcast.
Well, either way,
Uh,
Mel Gibson's a brutal
Yeah,
guy.
a savage. But
Yeah.
then we go into a montage where we ambush many British patrols, along with burning ferries and bridges that Cornwallis uses and needs. Cornwallis allows Tavington to use any means necessary to stop Benjamin after blaming him for the setbacks. Then that's when Tavington employs a loyalist named Welkin to help execute their family members and burn down their homes. And I believe a loyalist is just an American that is
Yeah.
in with the British cause.
There's a decent amount of that. The movie doesn't portray it very well. There's like one American guy that's like, I'm siding up with the British, but there was a decent amount of people that are like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the the team I've been on for a long time.
I feel like I read something. It was like 30% were down with the British people, and then 30% were like uprising, and then like the other 30% were pretty neutral.
Yeah.
What have you? I don't remember what I read that on. Someone fact check me and tell me I'm stupid.
I'll just
Yeah.
tell you. I'll just tell you you're stupid.
Dude, no. I'm trying to get some crowd involvement here. Tell me
Yeah.
how dumb I am in the comment section.
How many super awesomes out of 10? But this is Gabriel meets this girl
Wait,
named Anne.
Can I ask, why do they always burn their house down? Like they kill the people and then they're like, all right, now burn the house down. Why not
'Cause
like
it's
use that?
Demoralizing.
I know, but I'm like, because it'll be like a big old like farmhouse, huge ass house. Instead of like using it to like house their own soldiers or something, they're like, burn it. That just doesn't seem
No.
Their morale.
it doesn't
Side
make
note.
sense to me.
Side note. Cade, more for you. Or Captain Jesus of America.
Yeah.
But when they're going to Aunt Charlotte's house, did it remind you of Red Dead at all? Because they go down this long walk, like path where the bunch of trees are overhanging. the
Oh,
path.
yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking that, but yeah, it does
That's
have
immediately
a
what I thought of.
Red Dead feel in that. Also, can we mention his wife's been dead for like 3 years, and he's like, "Well, she got a sister, so I'm good. I'm just gonna
Pretty much, yep.
hop in that one
But
a little quick."
we jump to Gabriel meeting Anne. I can't remember where. I guess he's already known her for a while
Yeah,
because they mentioned the whole tea prank where they put ink in their tea and they get black teeth or
yeah.
whatever. But shortly after that, they get married, and it's a nice, beautiful wedding. And
Yeah,
then we cut to Anne,
She's like 16.
possibly. But they go
I
back.
think they said that in the movie.
Anne's dad and mom go back to like their little town or whatever and to this church. And that's when the British invade the town and entrap all of the residents in the town into this church, demanding info on where Benjamin's militia is. They give it up. One guy gives it up in an attempt to save everybody else. And they barricade them in the church and burn them alive anyway.
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to ask, would you guys have said anything? Or would you have not wanted to be the rat?
I don't know. I'd probably just try to start fighting these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all they got's muskets, right?
Yeah.
They got one shot.
Yeah, they could miss. You know what I mean? I'd try to fight it. Like if they're, we don't know that they're definitely going to kill you, but I think I'd rather
You gotta
try to fight
you gotta
off.
have some kind of suspicion that they're gonna be
Yeah, you
at
can't
least
trust them.
somewhat hostile. Yeah, for sure.
They just
I'm at
threatened to
least-
kill us all. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll be trying to fight them.
At a minimum, just charge them. I mean, like, what's the worst gonna happen? You're gonna die regardless.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Go down swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie gets pretty brutal at times.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
mean,
that was pretty mean.
that was really mean. Burn everybody alive in the church. You
very-
can hear them all screaming.
Yeah, very not cool. Not cool at all.
That's when Gabriel finds out about that. Gabriel and Benjamin and all their militia shows up in the town. Wait, this is right before the dude realizes his son and his family died in a fire, and he just straight up blows his head off right in front of Benjamin's militia,
Oh, yeah.
just
That
out
was-
of nowhere.
He was just like, ah, bam.
Yeah. But after that, they leave and they find the town. Gabriel finds out, and he and a couple other guys just straight up run up to Tavington's little camp and fight him. And he hurts Tavington, but Gabriel is ultimately killed by Tavington in a nice little switcheroo movie trope where he acted like he was dead and stabbed him, right?
Oh
Good
yeah.
old playing possum.
But Benjamin shows up literally seconds after. Um, literally seconds. We waited just a minute. You could have had the whole militia with you. But so Benjamin is now reluctant to keep fighting and is mourning the loss of his now other oldest son and thinks about abandoning his post, but sees the flag he fixed. He sees the flag that Gabriel fixed on the ground, like he stitched up together, and is reminded of why he is there. And that's when he picks up the flag and he does this little traumatic ride down with his horse carrying the flag.
It's very
Which reminded me of Lord of the Rings, kind of.
Yeah, that and like Braveheart.
I was thinking Braveheart.
Braveheart too, yeah.
My freedom.
But so Benjamin's army ends up teaming up with the Continental Army and they fight Cornwallis's men at the Battle of Cowpens. Tavington and Benjamin ultimately get down to one-on-one in the middle of this fight. But shortly before that, I couldn't help but laugh, like when Benjamin's standing on the steps just waving the flag around and nobody's doing anything about it.
Mhm.
They all get inspired instead of retreating. It's cool, but ultimately pretty corny. I thought it was funny. But anyway, Tavington and Benjamin have a fight. Tavington disarms Benjamin and hurts him. And as he's about to put him out of his misery, of course, you guessed it, Benjamin dodges and at the last second pokes him twice with the flag, right? Doesn't he kill him with the flag stick? But
I thought he doesn't he kill his horse with the
he stabs his horse.
he stabs the
first,
horse
yeah.
with the flag.
That was a cool scene. I always wonder
Maybe
how
he
they
did it
film
with a
stuff like
musket.
that. Was it a musket?
Shit,
It could have
I
been.
can't remember. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It might have been a
It's been like 2 weeks
bayoneted
since I've seen this movie.
musket thing. Yeah, we watched this movie a long while ago at this point.
But-
You're not wrong.
It leads to an American victory, and Cornwallis retreats. And then this is when we wrap up the end of the movie with the Battle of Yorktown, which is the army is led by George Washington here.
Can I say something before you continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say how he's so Thomas, his first son that gets shot by Tavington.
Yep.
Throughout the whole movie, he's like making
Mm-hmm.
bullets out of his toys or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Melting his toys down. Yeah.
So I was a little, I don't know, upset that he didn't get the satisfying end of being able to kill him with one of those bullets. He did hit him with
Yeah,
it.
he shot him with one. Yeah.
But I was like, damn. Okay, continue.
Wait, can we talk about what's the scene where they're like sneaking into their house or whatever? The aunt's house.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed. She was like fully dressed, or was that just her sleeping attire? It looked like she was wearing a full blown like normal dress, but she just
So-
I don't. She like hopped out of bed like fully like in this weird.
She just woke up like this.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this is true, but since I've been watching a lot of Bridgerton with Rhea, apparently in those times they would have like a fancy dress they wear during the day, and then they would wear like a fancy thing for sleep too. So I'm assuming that's what that was about.
I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, that's how you sleep?
I guess so. But Battle of Yorktown, led by George Washington, takes place where finally the British surrender. Cornwallis surrenders. Benjamin returns home to discover his house is being rebuilt by his old army buddies. And that is the end of The Patriot.
Yeah, for all the if you're thinking about watching it or haven't watched it in a while, the movie's 3 hours long.
It is a very long watch, but it's a good watch.
It's good. It's just it's too fucking long. That's what
I
I
have
was
in my
going to say.
notes. Movie is long, yet very rewatchable to me.
It's not rewatchable.
I love this movie.
I
There's
do.
just scenes that are needlessly long. I don't understand. Like they could have trimmed it could have trimmed to like at least 20-ish minutes, I think, off of this movie. Just by getting rid of some of the how long, lengthy some of these scenes are. Like it's not even dialogue. Like there's like I forget which scene where they're just walking up to these dudes. It takes like 2 minutes for them just to get to where they were going. I'm like, God, this movie is taking forever.
I will say that I do like some of the humor they add in this movie. Like when Mel Gibson's getting ready to meet with Cornwallis the first time, and he sees the rocking chair in the corner. He goes and sits in it, and he's like, "Huh, I'll be damned. This
Yeah.
one works." But
Also liked in that, I feel like it's another little bit of comedy, but he's like, we got some of your men to exchange for my men, and then when they go out there to retrieve their men, they're just like
scarecrows.
scarecrows.
Yeah.
I thought
Stuff
that was
play.
funny. Little gotcha.
I like the part
Oh.
where Mel Gibson and what's his nuts are face to face, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you," like straight up or whatever. It's a pretty intense scene. Apparently, he ad libbed or the part where he's like, "Win" or whatever, or why not do it right now? And he just goes, "Soon." Apparently, that wasn't in the script, but they kept it.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Malfoy's dad really plays a good bad guy. And
He
has
sure
a thing
does.
for killing children
Yeah.
in every role he has.
Does he kill people and kids in Harry Potter or something?
No, but he does. He uses whatever the killing curse is called on Harry, but it gets blocked. I'm pretty sure in one of the movies.
The abracad, fuck, what's it called?
I can't remember the name of it.
It's a Vaticar. Kill you.
Avada Kedavra or something.
Oh yeah, there you go.
One of those.
What's the one where you pick a lock?
What? There's a lockpick.
I don't know. I've only seen the first two that would have any relevance
fun
in my
fact.
brain.
If you go, "Hey Siri," and say Lumos,
It's on now.
the light will come on.
The more you know.
Thank you for that useless fact. Anyway, back to the movie real quick. I know you mentioned it earlier, but homeboy ends up with his wife's sister
Yeah, it's weird.
at the end there. So I guess who's it weirder for? Him
Him or the
or
kids?
the sister?
Well, was she married at all, or like she didn't have any kids or any of that?
No, I don't think so.
I think she's also widowed.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's weird on both ends, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's weirder for Mel Gibson, maybe.
And this kid's got to call her their aunt mom,
Yeah,
their mom aunt.
Aunt Ma.
Aunt Ma. Oh Lord. Well, do you guys want to get into your
But then if he has
awesome-
a kid with
are they
with
cousins?
sister, they're cousins, right? So they're not. They're like kind of sibling cousins. Be weird.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I
they're
don't
like
that one,
they're
but-
like step siblings, but real cousins.
It's Game
Yeah.
of Thrones in those times, bro. You marry your sister, you'd sleep
No,
with your cousin.
no, they don't. They weren't marrying their sisters.
Well, it depends on how far south they are.
Oh, here we go.
South Carolina, not Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, South Carolina. Speaking of that, anybody listening, go see Josh Turner in concert. He's from South Carolina.
Not sponsored. All right, well, let's get into these super awesome super reviews.
All right.
America.
Matthew,
Abe Bredham, let's
take
hear
it
it.
away.
Abe Bredham with my super awesome reviews for the super awesome podcast for the super awesome Patriot movie on super awesome July 4th. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I'm glad we watched it. It was a good watch, long watch. I enjoyed the music or the soundtrack or the score, whatever you call it for a movie. They have a lot of really cool shots. Mel Gibson kills it in his role. Heath Ledger does a great job. There's a really the scene with Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger as he's dying was really like I thought that was like one of the best scenes of the movie. They really pulled that off to very, very believable. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I will give it a 8.5 super awesomes out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
By God.
Well, my super awesomes for the super awesome scale of super awesomeness on the super awesome podcast. For the super awesome movie, The Patriot. I'd say it's cast really well. Obviously, you got all like the bad guy. He's a great bad guy. Mel Gibson's just a good actor in general, and you got Heath Ledger, young Heath Ledger, alive Heath Ledger, and he's really good too. And the way it's shot, I think like I don't know, like all the nighttime scenes look really really cool. Like it's got this like nice blue, like I don't know, it's like blue on one side, and then there's like a fire over here. It's like a kind of like blend of colors and stuff. I thought that looked really good. There is some kind of shitty CGI in the beginning, like when they're walking into that town or whatever. Like you could tell, like where there's boats and buildings, it's like all kind of dated.
Rhea mentioned that.
Yeah, it's kind of like really old, 2000 looking. But I'd say, acting, the plot, the way it's shot, the action for sure. I'd give all that like a 9, but the movie's too fucking long. And yeah, so that knocks it. I give it a solid 8. Super awesomes. It's just it takes for fucking ever.
Captain hates long movies.
I don't hate long movies. I just watched all the extended versions of Lord of the Rings, and those were
Oh,
great.
true.
But this movie, I just felt like it dragged on a little too long.
I thought this movie was fantastic. Mel Gibson is actually such a good actor. He's got the full range in this movie. I love the cat and mouse guerrilla warfare that has to be played by the militia. I love a good revenge story. And damn it, that hold the line scene gets me every time. Get fired up. Yay, Mel Gibson. Yay, revenge. Yay, America. 9.1 super awesomes.
It's pretty good.
I love this movie. That's all. That's all I got for you.
It's good.
Any final thoughts to wrap us up on this episode of the Super Awesome Podcast?
British people, y'all suck.
Oh, we
But
did
you
a-
should still like, share, and subscribe to the Super Awesome Podcast.
Who knew all it took was tossing some tea into a body of water to start a war.
Yep.
Damn red
taxes.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Don't wear boxers. Wear boxer briefs. A lot
More
more
back on it.
comfortable.
Yeah. I think they're more
Look.
breathable too. I don't know.
I've been free for a long time, and I like this freedom that we got over here. And with that, that's going to do it for this episode of the Super Awesome Podcast.
So long on the Super Awesome Podcast.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You keep fucking waving.
I'm gonna wave the
Follow
whole
us on
time.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. It's Super Awesome Podcast or Super Awesome Pod. And with that, bye.
All right.